The WNBA have fined her again.
I did say that, and I said that I would
No, you
be
did.
good at it. I did say that. Like, look at the whole picture. What are we doing?
But when it is a simple call right in front of your face multiple times, what are you doing?
WNBA fined Sophie Cunningham again because nothing screams professional league like punishing players for speaking the obvious. This is a full-blown meltdown in the making, and the WNBA lit the fuse themselves. And if you think this circus is over, buckle up. The real chaos is just getting started.
The root of the problem is the officiating is dog shit. Bert, the WNBA actually likes this shit.
Speaking the truth is now a crime in the WNBA. And Sophie Cunningham is public enemy number 1. Yes, we're talking about 4 fines in one season, not because she threw punches, not because she fouled out, but because she dared to do the unthinkable, speak up. But doesn't it feel like the louder she gets, the quieter the league becomes?
Said she got fined $500 by the WNBA for criticizing the refs. At one point in this song, she calls the referees useless.
Let's walk through this disaster class, shall we? The chaos started on July 23rd with a fine of $500. The offense? A TikTok? No, seriously. Sophie jokingly called the refs useless, and boom, out comes the fine like it's Monopoly money. But here's the kicker. Fans didn't just agree, they roared in support. Because whether you're Team Sophie or not, bad officiating is the real enemy here. So why punish the one person willing to say what everyone else is thinking?
What are you doing? They're so inconsistent, that's my thing. Like, if you're on the other team and you're going to be fining the shit out of me, cool.
And when she dared to explain herself on her podcast, Show Me Something, that transparency cost her another $1,700. She got fined for discussing the fine? You can't make this up. Apparently in the WNBA, pointing out the fire and talking about the smoke is now a 2-strike offense. The league isn't just allergic to criticism, it seems outright hostile to accountability. Are we watching professional basketball or a censorship experiment?
I mean, it's bad. It's real bad.
But it didn't stop there. 2 more fines followed. Vague, quiet, and totally shady. No real details, just the vague phrase, ongoing commentary. Translation? Sophie kept talking. She kept raising her voice about safety, inconsistent officiating, and oh yes, double standards that would make your head spin. But the biggest offense? Daring to suggest that Caitlin Clark wasn't being properly protected? Wait, so now defending another player gets you fined too?
Is it uncommon for coaches or players to get fined in a professional league when talking about officiating?
Her exact words may as well have been, protect your product, but the league took it like she cursed out the commissioner. And fans? Oh, they noticed. One tweet read, "So we're fining her for saying water is wet now?" Others called her the only one brave enough to say what's obvious. If the goal was to silence her, this backfired spectacularly. Because seriously, how can the WNBA claim to be a player-first league while punishing someone for defending a teammate?
Hey, they're gonna find you again. They're like, I was like, I even told them, I even credited them that their job was hard. I did say that, and I said that I would
No, you
be
did.
good at it. I did say that. Like, look at the whole picture. What are we doing?
Now, here's where it gets even more fun. Show Me Something, originally just a fun player podcast, is now a headline machine. Every episode drops like a bomb. One week it's a viral quote, the next it's a new fine, and suddenly she's trending. She's not just an athlete anymore. She's a whistleblower, a media storm, and a walking contradiction to the league's PR. Did the WNBA try to fine her or accidentally build her a media empire?
Man, Sophie Cunningham in this podcast, it's just getting her in trouble.
In one episode, Sophie shared how she found out about her FINED. No private meeting, no quiet email. Nope. They pulled her aside in front of her teammates and basically went, "You owe us." Sophie laughed. Not out of disrespect, but because the whole thing was cartoonishly absurd. She even admitted she'd probably be terrible at officiating herself. So if even she acknowledges the job is hard, why is the league acting like she insulted someone's mother?
That sounds pretty accurate for the WNBA officiating.
Her point wasn't hate, it was help. When she said, "What are we doing?" After repeated bad calls, it wasn't rage, it was exhaustion. But the league? They heard that as insubordination and slapped her with another fine like they were on a roll. Instead of fixing the problem, they're punishing the person pointing it out. Which begs the question, if you don't want players to talk, do you actually want things to improve?
If you had referees that were actually doing their jobs, getting calls correct, and by the way, keeping some kind of law and order in the league, you wouldn't have a player that's having to go on their podcast talking about the officiating blows.
And let's be real, this isn't about rules anymore. It's about control. The WNBA isn't trying to correct behavior, they're trying to silence dissent. But here's the twist. Every attempt to shut Sophie down is only making her louder. Her podcast is growing, her reach is expanding, and now she's been featured in the Wall Street Journal. Yes, you heard that right. The Wall Street Journal. About a WNBA podcast. Let that sink in.
Dewana Bonner, you sly dog.
So what if Sophie is playing a bigger game? What if these fines, the viral reactions, the merch, the headlines, what if they're all just stepping stones in a bigger plan? The WNBA tried to shut her down, and instead, they handed her a megaphone and a marketing team. Could this all be accidental? Or is she quietly outsmarting the league one fine at a time?
She has come out. She's been fined again, by the way, by the WNBA because she made comments criticizing. When she told them and talked about getting fined for this on her podcast, they fined her again.
Let's switch gears and talk about the WNBA's strategy, or lack thereof. Because let's be honest, they're not fixing officiating. They're not addressing safety. They're not disciplining the dangerous plays. They're just fining whoever dares to talk about it. Fines fixes. That's the memo now. And when the fans notice, it's game over.
Man, Sophie Cunningham in this podcast, it's just getting her in trouble.
Sophie didn't start this fire, but the league made her the scapegoat, the example, the poster child for what not to do. And yet, here she is, flourishing. Meanwhile, other players commit borderline assaults and walk off the court untouched. In what world is speech the greater crime? Does the WNBA think fans won't notice these double standards?
There's a petition over the WNBA officiating, how bad it is, over Sophie Cunningham getting fined. That is great.
Even the NFL, infamous for fining players over sock lengths and touchdown dances, doesn't react this emotionally to criticism. Yet here's the WNBA looking fragile over a TikTok. Sophie's not threatening the league. She's highlighting what fans already see. And ironically, the league's attempt to control the narrative, it's proving her exact point.
1.6 million viewers, average, with a peak of 2 million.
Let's talk Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's golden ticket, the league's biggest draw, the ESPN darling. Yet somehow, she's become the silent backdrop in this whole saga. When Sophie said refs need to protect her, that's when things really hit the fan. So now, defending Caitlin Clark is an offense too?
The tickets for this game, for this All-Star game, they've dropped by 50%.
Caitlin has taken elbows, shoves, full-on football tackles, and the response? Nothing. No fines, no suspensions, not even a whisper. Meanwhile, Sophie defends her and gets penalized. It's a logic black hole, and fans are not having it. Seriously, who exactly is being protected here?
Because it kind of boycott this year All-Star game. That is because of the refereeing in regards to Caitlin Clark being targeted and pretty much not having a special whistle.
This has escalated beyond basketball. It's a full-blown media firestorm. Wall Street Journal op-eds, Fox News segments. The headlines aren't about wins or scores, they're about chaos. And Sophie's name is right in the middle of it all. Which leads us to the funniest part. She's profiting.
And that's not including YouTube ad revenue. The YouTube ad revenue itself is way more than the $1,500.
Let's talk money. That first podcast episode pulled in $7,000, $8,000. That little referee rant that got her fined probably made her $500, meaning she made a profit off being punished. Is Sophie literally getting paid to be fined?
This league is atrocious. Sophie is hilarious and so crazy honest.
She's monetizing every moment. Every fine becomes a talking point. Every clip fuels her following, her brand growing, her reach exploding. She's got merch, deals, and probably a publishing contract waiting in her DMs. And the WNBA is still handing her more publicity with every single fine.
It turns it into a bigger story for the WNBA.
And guess what? The fans are loving it. This isn't just Sophie versus the league, it's become fans versus the system. There are petitions, people are joking about GoFundMes to cover her fines. One post said, "Just fine her again, we'll cover it. This is better than Netflix." Can you call it punishment when it leads to fan-funded loyalty?
The league doing this? Yeah, Kathy Engelbert, you got nobody to blame but yourself for your league sucking, and because your league sucks at officiating and holding players responsible when they're doing flying clotheslines.
And here's the mic drop moment. Sophie's not just talking anymore. She's shaping the narrative. With Caitlyn sidelined, it's Sophie who's carrying the headlines. She's not just critiquing the system, she's redefining it. Could she actually be creating a new blueprint for how athletes build power?
It wasn't that long ago that Sophie Cunningham made this little TikTok video. And in said TikTok video, and you can see right here, this was July 23rd, she put this up. It said she got fined $500 by the WNBA for criticizing the refs.
All from a TikTok. It started with a 15-second joke, and now it's a national conversation about free speech, fairness, and who really holds power in women's sports.
The WNBA is getting blasted over this.
So let's leave you with one question. Should the WNBA be fixing officiating or fining its players into silence? And if you believe she's winning this war with every fine she flips into a check, hit subscribe.